In the previous session, we discussed about block diagram, right? And with the help of block diagram, we are going to know the complete features of your microcontroller and for which purpose, which feature we are going to take. And coming into the microcontroller pin diagram, which is very important for you, like where you are going to observe the features of your microcontroller from your device. Like coming to the pin diagram, the device like coming to the pin diagram of your microcontrollers, which are available in different packages. So like coming to the packages of your integrated circuits, which are available in different packages. One is DIP, which is dual inline package, and second one which is SOP, small outline package, and then one QFP, which is quad flat package. So that means coming to the pins shapes of your device, DIP stands for dual inline. That means you will find the pin construction of your ICs like this. And coming to SOP, you will find the pins only one side for your device. And coming to QFP, you will get four sides pins for your device. Like so, coming to the once you observe these pin diagrams of pin package of devices, which is DIP and which is SOP and which is QFP, and another production level package which is BGA. And you will find pins for your device, like bottom of the device you have the complete pins. You will get only bottom side you have the pins for your device. These are the different packages for your ICs. And coming to your microcontroller basic families, which are all available in DIP package, because which are easy to test with multimeters for checking voltage levels or current levels with your device, which is easy for us in the case of DIP package. And the remaining all other packages we are supporting with production level. So production level packages like QFP and BGA. And coming to this IC integration, integrated circuits, they will design with two different technologies from VLSI. One is CMOS and another one is TTL. And here CMOS stands for complementary metal oxide semiconductor and TTL stands for transistor logic. And this complementary metal oxide technology, which will use MOSFETs for designing your ICs. And in the case of TTL, the people are going to use BJTs. So this BJT is which stands for bipolar junction transistor, and MOSFET, which is field effect transistor for your IC designings. And you want to know which technology they use it for designing the integrated circuits, either BJT or MOSFET. You have line marks like VDD and VCC, and here you will find VSS and here ground. This is the case of CMOS technology we will find for your ICs, and this is for TTL technology. So these are the different ways to identify whether it is designed with CMOS technology or TTL technology for your devices. And coming to your microcontroller complete pin diagram, which are available with 40 pin package and which is DIP package. And just see the complete pin of your microcontroller, which is available in DIP package. DIP stands for which is one side 20 pins and other side you will find other 20 pins. So these are the complete 40 pins for your device. And coming to the each pin of your microcontroller, the first pin which is P1.0 and second pin P1.1, third pin P1.2, 1.3, it continues 1.4, 1.5, 1.6, 1.7. And ninth pin is the reset for your microcontroller. And 10th pin starts from P3.0, P3.1, P3.2, P3.3, P3.4, P3.5, P3.6, P3.7. And 18, 19 and 2 oscillator pins XTAN1 and XTAN2, and the 20th pin is ground. And other side you have the pins for your microcontroller, which is P2.0, P2.1, P2.2, P2.3, 2.4, 2.5, 2.6, 2.7, and 3 control lines, which is PSEN, AE and EA. And from 39 to 32, which are related to port 0. And what is basis. So these are the simple, easy remembering pin diagram for your 8051 family. And here some of the pins have some dual roles for your microcontroller. A dual roles means the pin is performing more than one functionality. So coming to the 10 to 17, which are performing the additional functionality like RHD, which is receiving data line, and THD, transmitting data line, and IND0, IND1, and T0, T1, read, write. So these are the additional roles for your pins from 10 to 17. And again, this side also we have the other activities of some of the pins. And coming to port 0, which is AD0, AD1, AD2, AD3, AD4, AD5, AD6, AD7. And this is the higher byte address of your microcontroller, and as well as data lines. And here address bus A8, A9, A10, A11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So these are the physical address lines of your microcontroller from 1 to 8, which is related to completely port 1, because each port having 8 pins from your microcontroller. Like this you have port 0, port 1, port 2 and port 3. And coming to here from 10 to 17, which are related to port 3. And coming to this side, there is a port 2 pins and port 0 pins. So these are the other activities of your microcontroller of your related pins. And purely from 1 to 8, which is applicable for only port 1, and 9th pin is reset. So generally, what is the requirement of reset pin for your microcontroller? Whenever you want to re-execute your application of microcontroller, then the reset pin you can use. And coming to 10 to 17, which is related to port 3, and as well as they are performing some additional activities, and these additional activities you can enable with the help of SFRs from your microcontroller. Here SFR stands for special function register, which is used to activate these alternate activities of your microcontroller pins. And coming to 18 and 19, which are used for oscillator, and this oscillator you are going to connect externally for your microcontroller, which will generate clock cycles. And with the help of these clock cycles, the microcontroller executes your instructions one by one. Because to execute one instruction, it will take one mission cycle. One mission cycle means the time taken to execute an instruction is called mission cycle. For one mission cycle, you need 12 clock cycles for your 8051 families. So these 12 clock cycles, or whatever the clock cycles which are generating from your oscillator from 18 and 19, whatever we are connecting here. And 20th pin is ground, and from 21 to 28, which is related to port 2 and as well as higher byte address bus. And what is the necessity of this address bus and data bus here? Whenever they are giving very low quantity memory of your microcontrollers, whenever you are looking for external accessing of memory, then you will have to program these 3 lines. And here EA stands for external access, and AE stands for address latch enable, and PSEN stands for program store enable. The importance of these 3 lines, which are used for access the pins whenever you are looking for making the alternate functionality for port 0 and port 2. Okay, so this alternate enabling of address and data lines with the help of these 3 control lines. Whenever we are making this EA pin high, which is active low, the pins from 39 to 32 and 21 to 28 act as IO pins. And whenever you are making this EA pin as 1, then the pins used for IOs, and whenever you are making ground, then the pins works for address and data lines. So that is the differentiation for your EA pin. And ALE pin, again, you can differentiate whether you are looking for address and data. That will be differentiated by ALE pin, address latch enable. By making logic 1, these will work as address lines. By making logic 0, these pins will work for data lines. And program store enable, this is the pin used for making the read-write operations with your microcontroller by enabling this PSEN pin. And here the port 0, which is P0 to P0.0 to P0.7, which is used for complete port. And here this is open drain. Generally open drain means the pins which are not performing their logic by sourcing whatever your logic from program. Whenever you want to make that pins as a normal pins, you people need this external pull-up resistance for making as a normal pins. Like this, every IO pin of port 0 which need this external pull-up resistance to make as a normal IO pin. And 40th pin is a VCC, and this is your power supply pin for your microcontroller, and here which is operated with 5 volts DC. Okay, so this is the complete working pins of your microcontroller, which is very easy and which is very easy remember. And port C, port 0, port 1, port 2, port 3. Only for IO pins purpose you have 32, and remaining 8 are what? Simply power supply purpose we are using VCC and ground. 34 and 35 is reset. 36, 37 are 2 oscillator pins, and remaining 3 control lines for external access, EA, ALE and PSEN. So this is the simple 40 pin microcontroller pin diagram. And once by observing this pin diagram, you people get some idea about where I can connect my sensors, where I can connect my displays and everything, and which feature is related to which pin. All the things you will find with the help of by knowing pin diagram. Thank you.